Hey guys, Jason from the Manic Diaries. Last time we left off, we had kind of shown you what our live sounds are going to be, my raw amp and Andy's raw amp. For the record, what we did is a lot of tone blending, which is essentially same guitar part but through different amps, building what's kind of referred to in the recording business as a wall of guitar sound. And most notably for me, the record that I kind of first picked up on that's how they were doing it when they were recording was the Smashing Pumpkins' Siamese Dream. And they used tons of different amps to layer and layer and layer the same parts but through different tonal sounds to add character or whatever different effect they were going for. So in the last video I did, I left off talking about this pedal, the Zvex Fuzz Factory. And on here you've got a basic volume control, your gate, you've got the comp, which is your compressor, the drive setting, and then what they call stab, which can do all sorts of crazy different crap. This thing is basically like 15 different fuzz pedals all in one. One of the ones they used on Siamese Dream that I was such a fan of growing up was the Big Muff, and this one definitely does that kind of a sound. But I first heard about this one because Matt from Muse uses this pedal for some of their sounds, and I just loved his really nasty fuzz stuff, especially on riffs and things like that. So I ended up picking up this pedal a few years ago, and you can kind of hear the effect it has. It's just a nasty square wave. It's just cutting. Normally every audio signal is going to be a sine wave, and what this pedal does, or any fuzz pedal, is it just essentially chops it. Chops off the top, chops off the down, and gives a really nasty and that thing you're hearing at the end is where I have my gate set so that the gate's cutting it off, because if I open it up, so yeah, I mean, it's a really fun pedal to play with. You can get any number of wild sounds out of it. And Zvex is all handmade pedals or whatever, you know, point-to-point wiring and everything. Fairly simple designs, but I fucking love everything I've ever gotten to use of theirs. I've used the Woolly Mammoth and the Box of Rock, and both of which were also really, really cool. But what we did is we put this layer underneath the regular guitar tones. So the main riff of "And If the World Should End" and yeah, so it's one of those things. It's not meant to be like featured when I do the mixes for stuff. It's just I'll have a regular guitar tones and I'll get the blend and the balance ready for the mix, and then I'll take these little overdub tracks, and there's multiple different ones. I didn't just do just the Zvex. There's probably like 3 or 4 different things, and then I'll just start pushing them up into the mix until I kind of get the effect that I want out of them. And with this Zvex one, I really just wanted to capture the single note stuff. It's not a great pedal if you're trying to play chords. It's going to cut everything off and it's going to sound really silly. But anything single note turns out really, really interesting. But yeah, it's a really fun pedal to mess with, and like I said, you can goof off and make a million different cool wacky endings for a song with this damn pedal. But yeah, so I like to do those blends in certain things because I'm just looking to add a hint of character that might be lacking from, you know, our two amps. And I haven't decided if I'm going to use this thing live or not, because it's one of those pedals that's so squirrely. It almost might be too, you know, especially without a noise gate after it. I mean, it almost unusable. And it's got a built-in one, but if you really wanted to use it live, you really would want to open up the gate a lot, you know, which I can do when I'm recording things, because, you know, I'm punching in and out, and I don't have to just sit there and listen to the damn thing wide open. Well, but when it's live, you would have to, otherwise you're cutting the tone off too much with the built-in gate, so you would have to use this pedal with the gate about halfway, pretty wide open, and then have a second noise gate pedal dedicated just simply to cutting your tone off when you're not playing. Otherwise you're going to get insane squeals, which is part of the fun part. But yeah, so besides that, I mean, with the different amps, I always tend to do like 1 or 2 DI guitar tracks, and I may or may not use them, but it's nice to have like a digital amp sound in the box that's just kind of there if I want it or need it for something extra. And this is, I'll just show you real quick. Kind of a Bogner sound I was going for. I mean, of course, it's not anywhere close to sounding like the real thing, but when I blend this in with the other tones, it kind of gave that color to it. That is a completely virtual guitar amp plugin that I'm using, and you know, I've used a bunch. There's all sorts of different ones, from Guitar Rig to even just the basic Sans amp plugin. There's all sorts of different options, and it's, like I said, it's just nice for some articulation and clarity to blend in to the live amps. And you know, it's something you guys can do on your own music, and finding multiple different tones that you like, and then mixing and matching as you work on your songs. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll definitely be doing more soon. We'll talk about some more of the stuff on the record and how to do some mixing things that I like to do a lot, or anything like that. And if any of you guys want to have questions or want to know more about the recording side of things, just feel free to post a question, and I'll do another video for you. So anyways, thanks guys. Later.